looked normal in her picture. Nothing crazy.
Someone's not gonna survive that fight
evidence.
unless I jump in. Want some company?
We talked for a few days. She seems down to
Everyone
earth.
just relax.
No weird messages or vibes. She didn't look for everything. She actually wanted to go slow. Honestly, it felt refreshing compared to the other matches. After about a week of talking, we agreed to meet up for dinner on a Wednesday night. She picked a restaurant in a quiet part of town, a little nicer than the places I usually go.
And she followed me down.
I got her. She didn't answer. We ended at the entrance, checking my phone every couple minutes. 10 minutes went by, then 20. Thought maybe she got stuck in traffic. I messaged again, saying I was inside by the hostess stand. I started getting a little embarrassed. It looked like I was getting stood up. The hostess asked if I wanted a table, and I told her I was waiting for someone.
What the heck is going on here?
She told me no one under the name Rachel
Shot is
checked in.
coming from there.
Now 30 minutes passed, and I was about to leave. A guy came in and walked straight up to me. He was maybe mid-40s. Scruffy, kind of heavy, wearing a black hoodie. He asked me if I was Jake. My name wasn't on the reservation, so it caught me off guard.
Guys, it's going
He
hard.
said he was Rachel's brother.
Why the heck ain't my webs working?
She still wanted to meet me. She asked him to pick me up and bring me to their place.
They was not letting me use my webs.
The whole thing already
The
sounded
webs it.
I asked why she didn't text me that. She said she tried, but her phone died. She didn't really want to bail on our date. His tone was calm and polite, and he didn't seem aggressive.
Take over.
Thanks for the
I asked
assist.
where she lived, and he said just a few blocks over, and that driving would be easier because the sidewalks were icy. I stood there debating it. Part of me felt like a jerk if I refused, like maybe she really was sick and embarrassed. The
Maybe.
other part of me felt like nothing about this was normal.
At all.
I told him I was fine walking. I
Okay.
asked for the address.
Walk by
He
yourself.
said it would be better if he showed me.
Walk alone.
That's when something in my stomach told me not to go.
Started
I
clicking.
told him I'd rather reschedule, and I started walking toward the door. He stepped in front of me,
Oh.
not aggressively, but just enough to block my path. He said Rachel would be upset, that she specifically asked him to bring me. I
Check
told
her.
him I'd text her later. He stared at me for a few seconds, then stepped aside and said, "Have a good night," in a tone that sounded more like a warning than anything else. I left
Uh-oh.
the restaurant fast and got into my car. I locked the doors immediately.
Oh
As I
boy.
pulled out of the parking space, I saw him standing outside the restaurant watching me. I drove away thinking that was the end of it, and maybe it
Uh-oh.
was just some weird misunderstanding.
Uh-oh.
Cold and smooth survival skills.
My watch is broken.
You can tell time by measuring the sun's
Where you ruined
distance
that
from the
right
horizon.
there. Something extraordinary is happening right now.
Later that night, around 11 p.m., my phone buzzed. It was a message on Bumble with Rachel's profile. It
Okay.
said, "Why didn't you come?"
Oh boy.
I replied at the restaurant and told me she was sick. She answered instantly, saying
Oh.
she didn't have a brother. All I could think was, what? I told her exactly what happened. She started responding. I figured maybe she was freaked out too. I tried to sleep after that. But around 1 a.m., I got a notification that someone was trying to log into my email, then my bank app, and then my Instagram, all within minutes of each other. I changed my passwords and turned on every security feature I could. I didn't quite connect it to Rachel's situation at first. The next morning, I checked Bumble to see if she had replied. Her profile was gone. Completely deleted. Around noon, I got a text from an unknown number. It said, "You should have come with me." I showed the text to my roommate, and he told me to block the number and report it. I blocked it. The messages didn't stop. The numbers kept texting me with different area codes.
Oh.
Each message was something short and vague, like, "We saw you. Next time, don't waste my time." And "You made it harder for yourself." At one point, a message came through that used my full name, not the name I used on Bumble. I didn't leave it name.
Uh-oh.
I
We
didn't
gon'
answer anything.
find you. We gon'
That night, while I was
find you.
home, someone knocked on my apartment door.
Oh.
I was on the couch, showing After a minute of silence, there was another knock. Harder this time. I thought about calling the police, but it had only been 2 knocks, and I didn't want to sound paranoid. I looked through the peephole. No one was there. The hallway was empty. I
See what my father did
After a
ele.
few seconds, I heard heavy
Olo
footsteps
olo
walking up
do
the
me
stairs.
too.
The next day, I called the restaurant and asked if anyone had
Dude,
my
that's
type
a
description
good
had a reservation or had checked in around the time I was there. They said no. I asked if anyone had been standing around outside looking in, maybe waiting for someone. They told me one of their servers actually mentioned a man in a hoodie pacing back and forth outside for almost an hour before I arrived. She said they thought he was waiting for someone, but he never went inside until he walked directly up to me. I didn't tell her the rest. Don't stick thinking how long he had been watching the entrance. I reached out to the local police and gave them the number that had texted me first. We weren't able to trace it to anyone, and since no crime had actually been committed according to them, they couldn't do much. I deleted Bumble, I changed my phone number, and I changed all my passwords. Things were quiet for about a week. Then, one night when I was taking the trash out behind my apartment building, I found a folded piece of paper shoved under the handle of the dumpster. It had my name on it. I opened it. Inside was a printed photo of me the night of the supposed date. Me standing outside the restaurant looking at my phone. The angle was from outside the window. And it watched me the entire time.
Whoa.
The back of the photo, it said, "You."
I know what she did last
I
summer,
started
right?
staying at friends' houses. Every little sound made my heart jump. A few days later, I checked the dumpster again. I found
Cause they know where you live and they see him with you driving. They say they gonna put one in your helmet.
Maybe they were still
Cause
watching.
you brag about that watch and all those things that you got. Them dirty boys turn your pocket to your
Made the
head.
entire from scratch. Someone created her just to lure somebody somewhere. Someone was expecting me to leave that restaurant with them. The worst of all, that I still don't know who he was.
Wow.
I have not been on a dating app since. I feel like I was supposed to disappear that night, and the only reason I didn't was because I trusted my gut at the last second.
Yep. Hey.
After turning 30 years old back in January, After turning 30 years old back in January, I started getting sick of being single. I hadn't been in a real relationship in several years, and I wanted to get back out there. I had always resisted online dating, but I eventually decided to bite the bullet and download the dating app Hinge. After a few days of using the app, I did end up with several matches, but none of them ever amounted to anything. One Monday night, I was chilling at home watching hockey when I got a phone notification from Hinge saying that I had matched with a girl named Rebecca. Her profile looked legit. She had a photo of herself at her job, a short video of her and her friends at a bar shooting darts, a picture of her at an outdoor concert, and a regular selfie of just her face. I thought she was very attractive, so I messaged her. Before long, we were having a nice
Let's
conversation
do it.
about our respective jobs and hobbies.
Symbiotic.
I asked her if she wanted to meet any of her after we bought that Friday. She took a while to respond. For 4 hours. She told me about how I agreed to the date. However, our plan was that I didn't feel from her at all before dating. Until literally 20 minutes before the date. She sent a text that just said, "On my way," at our agreed upon time. I pulled up to the bar and was immediately surprised by how small the place was. At Friday at 8 p.m., this bar only had 2 cars in the parking lot. I pulled up to a spot right by the front side of the bar. We were stuck in the front of the car. I got a text from Rebecca saying that she was having car trouble and she was parking on the other side of the bar. This immediately struck me as super suspicious. It's the other side of the bar, nothing but a few dumpsters and fence that separated the bar from the woods. It didn't even make sense to me to even end up back there. I tried calling her, but after one ring, it was the voicemail. Another text from her that said, "Please just come around the back and
I
help
know
with
that
my
was
car."
pretty scary, but
The
everything's
alarms
cool
were going
now.
off in my head,
Y'all are
but I
safe.
wasn't even sure what to do. I sent her a text that just said, "This
Alright.
doesn't feel right." I know that sounds a little dumb in retrospect, but I was seriously
Let's get it.
how to handle the situation. After sending her the text, I car in reverse and started leaving the parking lot. As soon as I was about to turn off the lot, two men in ski masks came running out from behind the bars right towards my car.
Oh,
They didn't
word.
appear to have a weapon, but I was definitely not going to wait around any time to find out. I sped all the way back to my apartment. Once I got back home, I noticed that there was a big dent on the top of my car's trunk. One of the guys had thrown a large rock at my car as I was speeding off. I didn't even notice a heavy object hitting my car. That's how scared I was. I called the police and told them the whole story. But at the end of the day, there wasn't much they could really do. They said they would keep your house if any leads came up, whatever that means. But I haven't heard back from them. Weirdly, this didn't totally scare me off dating apps, since I figured the odds of that happening again are very slim. Still, I'm much more careful about meeting people off of them. I make sure to call or FaceTime them before meeting them.
In the Daredevil's East. I'm in Daredevil's East. Because it's east of New Jersey. Hell's Kitchen is east of New Jersey, so it's Daredevil's East.
Remember that stretch of 2024 like it was yesterday.
Oh, word.
City nights, cramped condo living, and a constant hum of anxiety sitting in my chest because the board exam was only a few months away. I was staying in a small condominium in the city with my 3 friends. All of us were buried in review materials, practice exams, and the occasional emotional breakdown disguised as a coffee break. And like every other stressed out 20-something stuck between obligation and burnout, I thought it would be a great idea to distract myself with someone new. That's when I met him. Let's call him Michael. I don't know if it was the boredom, the loneliness, or just the fact that I was tired of thinking about formulas. I found him attractive right away. He was charming at the beginning. Funny, the type of guy who replied fast, but not too fast. It was as if he mastered the perfect balance of interest and chill. We started talking every day, then every night. Before I could fully process what I was doing, we were dating, or at least something that felt like dating. Michael was, at first, everything a sane person would want. Respectful, attentive, a good conversationalist. We would be on calls for hours while I lay on my thin condom mattress, staring at the ceiling and listening to his voice fill the room. But the only difference was that he never put his food during
I need y'all to just chill.
Oh, word.
he was using to give it a functional calendar. I didn't question it at first, but slowly, and it red flag to get popping up red notifications that kept swiping away. The biggest one, the way his communication with a picture got more than work. I don't know what. This guy would ask me for selfies. All the reasons doing I shut it down. Holding that straight. It was like talking to
Straight up.
Scratch back. My dog would at least have to with me an animal. This guy, he was work. This was exactly what he was doing. We argued about it a lot. Push, I didn't use. So, I'm trying to apologize. I'm trying to respect my boundaries. I need to ask again the next day. We didn't just fight about the same thing. The cycle became exhausting. Yet, despite all of it, I still wanted to look at the person to see if this connection was real, or if I was just romanticizing a boy on the other end of the street. But every time I think the partner was subjectively up, he had an excuse. Yet, the schedule was full. It was in the city. He had a family thing. He had an open shoot. The request soon. It was always soon. It's too complicated. Someone could I called, the excuses, the constant
This has been
sexual
the longest
pressure,
week
and
ever.
the growing pit in my stomach. Something in me began to shift. Something wasn't right with Michael. I felt it, long before I admitted it. My friends had been warning me for weeks. Every time Michael dodged a meetup, every time he gave some vague excuse about
I love these scary stories.
for explicit photos, but refused to show so much as half his face.
They're becoming
Would
good.
exchange looks. He did not show himself on video call at all. One of them asked what I while we were viewing. They picked the flash of his face, another added. He shrugged. His phone got stolen. I reminded them for maybe the 10th time that
Huh.
his laptop camera is broken. They stared at me like I had just announced I believed in unicorns. Come on, one of them said gently. If he really wanted to see you, he would find a way. Even a tiny little laptop as a camera. Something wrong. I knew they were wrong. Deep down, I felt it too. But I kept defending him. I kept telling myself he wouldn't call me every day if he wasn't serious. I kept insisting he was just going through something personal. I kept believing the version of the person he pretended to be. And came December, weeks before Christmas, with that stupid mix of hope and denial swirling in my chest. I finally told him, come over, meet my family, spend Christmas with us. He sounded thrilled. He said yes instantly, no hesitation or excuses. For the first time, I let myself believe that maybe everything would pay off at the end. I pictured a sweet Christmas morning introduction, a cheesy meet my boyfriend moment, a fresh start, even something real. But the day before our meetup, everything shattered. I remember sitting on the condo couch with flashcards when he called me.